In case you're wondering, why do we have the Craig Rochelle feature a little bit earlier than usual? Well, it's because we've got an interview now this morning. I have Eugene Van der Merwe in studio with me from Van Studios. Good morning, Eugene. Great to have you on Impact 103 FM's Morning Drive.
Yeah, thanks, Brigitte. It's awesome to be here.
It's fantastic to have our listeners that listen to Impact Radio also advertise on Impact Radio. And tell me about yourself first. How do you manage to travel and run a company? And then we're going to get your company also.
It's been quite an exciting journey. It hasn't always been like this. So we've been really blessed over the years to achieve a certain amount of success above probably the average person. And through the time, just managed to get an amazing team together. So we've got specialists in their particular fields, which means I can travel and go and sandboard and snowboard, and I can do all this stuff knowing that my team takes care of it. So just extremely blessed to be in this opportunity.
Van Studios is a digital company. How did you come into this space? I mean, it's quite a competitive space as well. It's not something that is just so easy to get business. It's also, you seem to have success, you've got a team around you, but in terms of before you had all the success and the team there for Van Studios, how did you yourself get into digital marketing?
Yeah, so that's actually quite an interesting story. I started my first business, full-time business, had a few sideline businesses selling anything from perfumes to car radios to everything, so always kind of been hustling. And 2010, 2011, I started my first full-time business. At some point, I realized I need to market this business to generate customers. I mean, that's the goal of a business, is to find and keep customers. And over a period of about 2 years and 3 different marketing agencies, and I spent about 250,000, 300,000 Rand on marketing, I still had 0 leads. And I just realized, this was about 2014, I realized, you know what, something needs to change. I'm a tech guy. I'm sure I can figure this out. And that's where my journey started. Through that, just generated success, and then word of mouth, and then friends, and then all of a sudden customers. And then I thought, hey, maybe I can pay for this, or maybe charge a fee for this. And then that's where the journey actually started, was through bad experiences, like all of it happens. And then I realized something needed to change, and that's where Van Studios started.
Eugene, about 3 years ago, pandemic worldwide, it forced a lot of people to either rethink their careers. It was forced people out of their current careers into something new. Many people probably had to start something on their own. So what is your advice to somebody that is starting a marketing business online? Because now they're new to this. They're not into the digital space. It's all very new to them. It's jargon. They don't even know what it means. And like you say, you spend so much money to get leads, and yet the business just trickles in, and it's just not justifying the amount of money that's going out to advertise.
That's a very good question, because I think there's a lot of people that's struggling from a marketing perspective and to generate customers. When you're in business, that's almost your sole drive, is on a consistent basis generate new customers, or get new customers that you can sell your products or services to. So I think one of the biggest misconceptions that some of the customers that we work with have before we start working with them is that sales online and offline is different. And it's not different. It's exactly the same. Sales is about building relationships with your customers. So we use the metaphor, don't get married on the first date. No one goes and sits on the first date. Hey,
great advice. Yes.
Want to get married?
That'd be a little bit scary.
So we don't do that in real life. So why do we go and do it online? We put something up and say, hey, I am buy my services. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They don't like you. They don't even know if you can offer the value that you say you're going to offer. So I think it's very important that you have a longer-term strategy in place, that you actually have a process of how you're going to build up relationships with your customers, and then they'll move into the purchase space. I see a lot of guys that, for example, just boost a post. That is the idea of marketing. So they put something up, hey, I'm John, I'm an electrician, here's my number, and then they boost it. So boosting doesn't really work. You need to go into, if you, for example, use Facebook, create a business manager account, and then follow an actual strategy. So to sum it down, don't boost, don't get married on the first date, and then have a proper strategy in place for creating relationships.
Eugene, when it comes to startups, either you have a whole lump sum of money that's going to a whole lot of different fees and costs and a bit of salary as well, even though no clients have come in yet. But how does it work when it comes to pricing? Now, we think digital space, some people think it's really cheap and worth it. Other people think it's a really expensive space. And now they're listening to this interview, Van Studios offer a service that possibly could potentially bring them business, but they only have X amount of budget. Do you work amongst for that X amount of budget, or you kind of like, this is what we offer, kind of take it or leave it?
Yeah, so in the beginning we worked in that space. Recently, probably about 2 years ago, we've changed how we work and who we work with. I believe that our business will grow if we have a passion for it. So we call it the entrepreneur roller coaster. It goes up and then goes down. So some days you're extremely motivated. Other days you think, I'm going to sell everything and go live on a beach in Ibiza. So it's, I think the thing that takes you through that down space is, do you have a passion for this business? The Japanese has a thing called the ikigai. So what's your purpose? And it's, what do you love? What does the world need? What are you exceptionally good at? I can't remember what the last one was. The point of it being, if you don't have an exceptional passion for your business, what is going to take you through the downturns when you're not making money? So we specialize in marketing for adventure-based businesses. So we have lodges. I actually just came back yesterday morning from a beautiful lodge in Paris, and I'm going to Spain on Sunday for a villa that we're working with. So it's kind of doing the stuff that I love to do. I love adventure. I love travel. I've traveled extensively. And because of that, we have a specialized area that we're marketing in. But for the small businesses, as you mentioned, that's quite expensive. That is kind of where our workshops comes in. One of the most expensive parts of marketing your business is paying an agency fee. And what we've decided to do is run monthly workshops where we train people how to run their own ads, how to set up a strategy, how to use TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or whatever your preferred platform is, and how to set up an actual strategy, long-term strategy to build up a relationship with your customers. And then how do you convert a customer into a buyer? Because that's the most important part. How do you get someone to create a transaction? Once they have that transaction, everything flows from there.
Eugene, somebody's listening to this and they're thinking, I need to get onto this workshop. I need to register for this. How do they go about doing that?
A really simple process. You go to our website, which is Van Studios, VAN Studios, .co.za. On the homepage, you'll see it. We run 2 different workshops. We've got one evening workshop for those who want to start a side hustle. You want to start off a small business, but you're working during the day, so you can join one of our evening workshops. And then we've got full-day workshops. Our full-day workshops normally run on a Friday, start in the morning, finish in the afternoon, and we kind of go through the entire process of what you need to know to generate leads on a consistent basis using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc.
I'm actually on your vanstudios.co.za website, and on the homepage it says Pretoria evening service. No, it's not a service, workshop, right? This is business, right? It's an evening workshop, and you can join the Van Studio team on the 18th of January. It's 99 Rand for that evening, and you can go and register. You just go and click on Get Your Ticket, or you can join them on the 20th of January. And that is the full day marketing workshop for $2.99. That's something you want to look and go and attend. Go to vanstudio.co, Van Studios with an S, vanstudios.co.za. And then you can also register for either one of those workshops. I'm sure there'll be more throughout the year, right?
Yes, and we specifically make these workshops as cheap as possible. We don't make any money out of it. I mean, $99. A venue like this costs us 40, 50K to run an event. So we don't make any money out of the tickets. Something that someone once told me, nothing of value is for free. So we're asking the amount so that there's just a transaction. But we're making it as affordable as possible. So $99 for a marketing workshop. I mean, it's just insane.
Eugene, where is the venue for Pretoria and the venue for Centurion?
So we've partnered with a couple of cool venues. So for Pretoria, we're hosting it at Safari. They've got an absolutely beautiful venue and beautiful restaurant. And then for Centurion, the full day workshop on Friday is in Centurion Golf Estate. Again, beautiful venue. You sit outside looking over the golf course, then you come back in and we work on your strategy.
Eugene, thank you so much. Eugene Van der Merwe from Van Studios in this morning to talk to us about the workshops that are taking place in January, 18th of January in Pretoria at Safari. And that gets you 99 Rand a ticket for that evening workshop or a full day workshop on the 20th of January at Centurion Golf Estates. $2.99 books you a place for that workshop.